Did you ever have just one of those days where you go out targeting one or two species and it's just the bycatch that defines the day? This is one of them. I wasn't really loving the conditions for this day for flounder, especially early in the morning, so I decided I'd start off with sheepshead. See if I could grab a few of those by a local bridge. So put some cheddar crab on a bottom sweeper and just started working down the piling, and it got to the bottom and ended up hooking up. So I wasn't quite sure what it was. It had this weird feel, but as it turns out, it's because it was tail rats, and it was the terrible, dreaded dogfish. So just pulled him in, and pretty interesting, the condition of him when I pulled him out.
Not what I want. Wow, he got bit.
So now with the obligatory dogfish out of the way, now I can get on to catching some real fish. And notice here, so sheepshead fishing, tog fishing, when you're right up against the bridge, what you do is get on the down current side of one of these pilings and you just kind of nose right up to it in the eddy. So there is some wind coming at my face, a little bit off to the left, and the current is coming straight in my face, but I'm sitting behind this piling, so it's very easy to hold steady. Now, you do want to work around the entire piling. This is just one view of it, but it just shows where the pedal kayaks really come in handy for fishing this type of structure. So what I'm doing is I'm just slow dropping the bottom sweeper down the side of the piling. Got some cheddar crab on there, quartered up, and it's just, you know, see if I can get something to find it on its way down, and then I hook up.
Tog.
So as I said, that was a tog. It's an expected bycatch when you're fishing these bridge pilings for sheepshead. They're always around the same structure. They eat the same things, you know. But I kind of figured that might be a tog because it was down low on the column, and the sheepshead I really want to try to catch further up. And you can see the next drop on the drop, probably about 10 feet down. I hook up really quickly, and it's a much nicer fish. So I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, this could be the fish I'm looking for. So as I get further into the fight, I realize this is feeling really familiar, and there it is. It's a striped bass. It is not a sheepshead. Nice schoolie though, and they're definitely in the area. I knew they were in the area. I saw them earlier. A guy next to me hooked into a really large one. So, well, they're striped bass number one for the day. So at this point, the boat traffic is picking up near the bridges. I move on and decide I'm going to go for flounder. And as I'm jigging for flounder in a weak fish spot, what do you know? I get a small, tiny weak fish. It's about 14.5 inches. Just want to point out I'm netting it because I have the rubberized net, and when it's wet, it reduces the damage done to the fish. I don't want to flop it onto my lap or onto the dry deck. I want to make sure that when I release this, it's going to be in good shape. So I'm even going to use the fish grips. But yeah, it's a little guy. It's only 14.5 inches. While they are tasty, I don't want to keep it. So I'm just going to drop it right back here in the water and move on and see what I can get at the next spot. I moved to a different location. Now I'm back in the channel, so there's a lot of weight coming through and not incredibly comfortable, but finally I'm going to be picking up the flounder. I caught one that was smaller right before this, but I'm able to pull this guy in right on a ledge. You see, it got splashed. But yeah, it was a drop off at the mouth of a creek on the outgoing tide, and I just took that corner right at the point of that creek and dropped that bucktail down and ended up with a nice fish, nice keeper size. So as you can see, it definitely was a mixed bag day for me, but fun all around. So as you watch a fluke attacking my bucktail on the underwater cam, please click one of those videos popping up on the screen right now and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.